Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Febriana Zumal. Today I would like to talk about the diversity of Indonesian cuisine. If you want to understand the soul of Indonesia, don't just look at its maps, taste its food. With over 17,000 islands and 1,300 ethnic groups, Indonesia doesn't just have a national menu. It has a vast, living archive of flavors that reflect our history, geography, and culture. Indonesian cuisine is a masterclass in diversity. It is a symphony of spices that tells the story of our land. From Sumatra's fiery rendang, a UNESCO-recognized slow-cooked beef curry simmered in coconut milk and 16 spices, to Java's sweet gudeg, unripe jackfruit stewed tenderly with palm sugar and candle nut. Cross to Kalimantan, North Kalimantan brings seafood flair, such as pepes kepiting soka, crab steamed in banana leaves with turmeric, or juicy ikan patin bakar grilled riverside. Venture to Sulawesi and you'll savor Coto Makassar, a hearty beef soup thickened with rice flour and amplified by tamarind stem. In Bali, beef babi guling roast duckling picked over open flames, glazed with turmeric and chilies. While Papua offers the earthy papeda, sago porridge paired with ikan kuah kuning, yellow spice fish straight from the rivers. We are the original spice island. Ingredients like nutmeg, clove, lemongrass, and galangal aren't just seasoning. They are our heritage. Our food is built on the ulekan, the traditional stone mortar and pestle, where fresh ingredients are ground into the perfect bumbu or sambal. But beyond the ingredients, another beautiful thing about Indonesian food is how it brings people together. Indonesian food is about community. It is about lesehan, sitting together on the floor, and makan tengah. Whether during family gatherings, traditional ceremonies, or national celebration, food always plays an important role strengthening relationship and sharing happiness. So let's raise our plates to this endless feast. From Sabang to Merauke, our flavors bridge cultures and kindle joy. To eat Indonesian food is to celebrate our national motto, Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, unity in diversity. Different spices, different techniques, but one delicious identity. Thank you. Hello everyone, still with me, Febriana Zumal. Today I would like to talk about a fundamental aspect of clear communication, sequence adverbs. In this presentation, we will explore how words like first, next, and finally help us organize our ideas and instruction more effectively. Let's start with the definition. What are adverbs of sequence? Sequence adverbs are words or phrases used to show the order of action, events, or ideas. They tell us what happened first, next, and last. These words are very useful when giving instruction or telling a story because they help make everything clear and easy to follow. By using adverbs of sequence, we can guide people step by step through a process. Next, there are many sequence adverbs we can use. For example, first or firstly to show the beginning. Second or secondly to show the next step. Next, to introduce another action. Then, to show what happens afterward. After that, to show a later step. Later, to indicate something happens afterward. Meanwhile, to show action happening at the same time. And finally or lastly, to show the final step. These words are very useful in both speaking and writing. Next, let's talk about the function of sequence adverbs. Why do we use them? There are three main functions. The first function of sequence adverb is to show order. They help us explain action in the correct sequence. For example, first, wash the vegetables. Then, cut them into small pieces. This makes instruction easier to understand. Sequence adverbs are also used to give instruction clearly. For example, first, turn on the computer. Next, enter your password. After that, open the application. Finally, save your work. These words help people follow directions step by step. Next, sequence adverbs help us tell stories in a clear and organized way. For example, first, we arrived at the beach. Then, we played volleyball. After that, we watched the sunset. Finally, we went home. Using sequence adverbs helps listeners or readers understand events more easily. Now, let's discuss the position of sequence adverbs in the sentence. Sequence adverbs are usually placed at the beginning of a sentence and followed by a comma. Here are some examples. First, you must install the software on your computer. Next, you will need to add the sugar and stir gently. Finally, we reach our destination after a long day of travel. This structure makes sentence clear and easier to understand. Next, sequence adverbs are very useful in writing. When writing essay, instruction, or even story, adverbs of sequence act as signposts that guide the reader from one point to the next. Sequence adverbs make writing clear, more organized, easier to understand. That is why sequence adverbs are important in essay, stories, and instruction. Now, on this slide, we can see a list of common adverbs of sequence and some example sentences. From this example, we can understand that sequence adverbs are very important in daily communication, instruction, storytelling, and writing. They make sentences clear, more organized, and easier to understand. So, the result of learning sequence adverb is that we can communicate ideas in a more logical and effective way. This is all my present today. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope this presentation helped you understand sequence adverbs better. Thank you.